The plane carrying Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei finally touched down. However, the atmosphere at the airport was the exact opposite. Full of light, full of noise, and full of anticipation. From the moment the plane touched the ground, thousands of pairs of eyes waited, breath held, as if the world had stopped for a moment just to welcome the two figures who were now the center of attention. A few minutes later, the arrivals gate opened. The previously whispering crowd transformed into a wave of enthusiasm. Their names were called, banners were held high, and cell phone cameras flashed nonstop. This wasn't just any homecoming, it was a long-awaited moment. After stealing the show at the lavish Gucci show in New York, their return to Beijing felt like a new chapter in their increasingly illustrious careers. The international aura they brought home seemed to add to the already existing luster, making fans even more certain that their idols were now stepping up to the next level. Amidst the crowd, Zhang Linghe emerged with her signature style, poised, elegant, and a little mysterious. Her sunglasses once again became a highlight. To some, they were simply an accessory. But for fans, it was a symbol. His fatherly gaze had returned, bringing a warmth and maturity that was hard to describe. The cheers grew louder as Tian Xiwei stepped beside him. His gentle smile swept across the room, as if trying to greet everyone present. There was a genuine warmth in his every movement, something that made fans feel close, despite the distance. Behind the crowd, some fans could be seen fighting back tears. Not from sadness, but from overwhelming joy. They had been waiting for this moment, waiting for the chance to see the idol they had only seen on screen in person. Social media was immediately filled with posts. Simple phrases like, "Arrived in Beijing, airplane arrival, safe journey," went viral within minutes. But behind those words lay a sense of relief, pride, and unspoken love. Others wrote about the glasses, about how one small detail could convey so much emotion. "His fatherly gaze is back," wrote one fan, followed by thousands of likes and comments in agreement. It's little things like this that make the connection between artist and fan feel so real. Their steps are slow but steady, tightly guarded, yet still filled with warmth. Every now and then, Zhang Linghe waves, while Tian Xiwei returns with a persistent smile. That brief interaction is enough to make the fans' day feel complete. For many, this isn't just a welcome. It's a celebration of the hard work, dedication, and long journey they've traveled to get to this point. Some fans even arrive early in the morning, bearing small gifts, letters, and well wishes. They don't know if the gifts will arrive, but for them, the effort is meaningful enough. Amidst the hustle and bustle, one thing stands out. These two artists are not just stars, but also sources of inspiration. Their presence inspires, not only through their work, but also through the personalities they convey. "Welcome home, Xiao Zhang," wrote one fan, filled with emotion. It's a simple phrase, yet packed with meaning. Home isn't just a place, it's a feeling, and Beijing is where they've been welcomed with such love. The journey from New York to Beijing may have been long, but the emotional journey they shared with their fans was far deeper. There was a bond unseen, yet deeply felt. As they finally left the arrivals area, the cheers slowly subsided. However, the energy they left behind remained palpable. It was as if the moment would live on in the memories of everyone present. The fans began to leave, carrying with them stories they would recount time and time again. Stories of the day they saw their idols up close, when dreams felt a little more real. In the fast-paced world of entertainment, moments like these serve as a reminder that beneath all the glitz and glamour, there are genuine human connections between artists and those who support them unconditionally. Now, back in Beijing, new hope has emerged. Fans are looking forward to their next work, the dramas that will once again light up the screen, and the characters they will portray with such soul. And perhaps beneath it all, Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei feel the same: gratitude, warmth, and a passion for going even further. Because ultimately, this isn't just about homecoming. It's about new beginnings, about unfinished stories, and about a journey that still lies ahead, with those who have faithfully waited every step of the way. However, Behind the flashing cameras and the roar of voices that filled the airport, there was another side rarely seen. A brief silence felt only by those in the midst of the moment. Zhang Linghe seemed to take a deep breath, as if trying to absorb the immense energy from his fans, storing it as strength for his next step. Meanwhile, Tian Xiwei occasionally bowed lightly, a simple gesture that reflected sincere gratitude. In this glittering world, such humility was what touched the fans most. They saw not only a star, but also a human being who remained warm and down-to-earth. A young fan clutched her phone tightly, trying to capture every second. Her hands trembled slightly, not from fatigue, but from a mixture of nervousness and joy. The moment may have lasted only a few seconds, but it would be a memory that would last a lifetime. In another corner, a group of fans shouted their names passionately, hoping their voices would reach them. And while it was impossible to return all the greetings, a single wave from Zhang Linghe was enough to make them feel seen, acknowledged, and appreciated. There was something different about this return, not only because of the international trip they had just been on, but also because of the palpable transformation. They returned not just as actors and actresses, but as symbols of hard work paying off. The media followed their every move, trying to capture every expression, every tiny detail that could become a story. But what was most precious were the things left uncaptured: a fleeting glance, a genuine smile, and a warm energy that could only be felt in person. Some fans even began speculating about the next project they might star in. Their names were now associated not only with popularity, but also with quality. Expectations grew, but so did trust. As night fell and the crowd slowly dissipated, one thing remained: a sense of satisfaction that was hard to describe. The day wasn't just about seeing their idols, but about feeling a real connection, even if only for a moment. And behind it all, Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei's journey continues. With increasingly steady steps and unwavering support, their story has clearly not yet reached its climax. Indeed, this is just the beginning of a much bigger chapter. Their footsteps may have left the airport, but the echo of Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei's presence still resonates strongly in the hearts of their fans. It's as if time has stopped for a moment there, leaving behind memories that will live on in the stories they share, word of mouth, and screen after screen. On the way to their resting place, a silence finally envelopes them. Away from the spotlight, away from the crowds, they are back to being themselves, reflecting on a long, emotional, and unforgettable day. There may be a sense of fatigue, but even greater is the unspoken gratitude. For Zhang Linghe, every warm welcome like this is not only a form of love, but also a responsibility. A reminder that every role he takes on, every expression he displays, carries the hopes of so many who believe in him. Similarly, Tian Xiwei is slowly making his mark in the entertainment industry with sincerity and hard work. The smile he gave that day wasn't just a formality, but a reflection of the relationship he nurtured with his loyal fans. Outside, the Beijing night continued as usual. The city lights were on, cars were passing by, and life was returning to its usual rhythm. But for those present at the airport, that day would always feel different, more vibrant, more meaningful. And perhaps, someday, when they look back, this moment will be one of the most precious. A reminder that at every step of Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei's journey, there was love waiting, welcoming, and accompanying without ever truly leaving.